And I said I said to myself that we will start with the one text, Tattva Bodha,
Okay.
and which gives you basic principles along with and we will definitely be doing the practice of meditation. So, step by step, you will learn the entire journey of the Eastern wisdom, and you will have no doubts about it, because once we have a doubt, then there is a problem. Once we have an incomplete knowledge, then there is a problem, because incomplete knowledge creates a false ideas in the thoughts. I don't want you to go into that domain as it happened long back.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
so, so in that process, we will be able to unlock our potential, and we will be able to reach to that state of awakening and self-knowledge. So let us start with the knowledge of the real self, why it is required. So the entire Eastern wisdom says that authentic self exists beneath body and the mind complex. Body mind complex creates lot of noises in our personal, professional, and social life. Couple of them may be a social media. We need an external validation. We have societal expectations from the world, from the people, from the relationship, and that hides the authentic self. What is that authentic self? It is of the nature of permanent peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. This is an introduction session of the Tattva Bodha. So if you have any questions, so what happens, when I say permanent happiness, what it means? One example, that you wake up in the morning, you're happy. In the afternoon, you are sad. In the evening, you have some anxiety. In the night, you have a disturbed sleep. So that peace do not continue throughout the day. And that happens every day. You have some form of anxiety or some fear or some frustration or some duality or some conflict. We have certain pleasures every day. Every day it is a mixed up. Life is mixed up. So we are not able to continue into that state of peace and the calmness throughout the day. So what happens, for example, quantifying. You have 5 moments of anxiety, upset, and reaction in a day. So it means 150 per month. One thought of anxiety multiplies, and it creates thousands of thought patterns, and that keeps my mind wandering, agitated, and I'm not able to live up to the mental state of peace and calm. So in Tattva Bodha, we are going to understand and learn the small tips and practices and the principles. So what we see, that complete knowledge is required. Why? I claim that I know myself. Oh, very good. I'm changing the coaching pattern, Dylan. You might
Mhm.
have observed me. So I'm very focused now on your personality. I know about you and your life. So I want you to rise in consciousness, become expert in your profession, live your life in harmony and happiness. So that is why I thought better to start with the basics so that you have a clear understanding. And as we go along, you have challenges and be very open. You have every right to send an email. This is what happened from today.
Okay.
So you see that that authentic self is a permanent entity. When I have a permanent peace and happiness, the same example that I'm in happiness in the morning, I'm in happiness in the afternoon, the evening. Whenever there is a challenge that enters into my life, I have a state of awareness inside that repels and clears that there is no pain and happiness which is situational. Did you understand that? Situational means my mind claims that you are responsible for my stress, this situation, this event, or that relationship is causing me the stress. So my mind get caught in the situation, events, people, and relationship. And from there it creates a thought pattern. And that thought pattern causes the impurity in the mind. And the impurity in the mind reshapes my personality and behavior, and I enter into anxiety, duality, and a conflict. Are you understanding?
More or less, I think. Yeah.
Ah, okay, more or less. Understand completely. Let me give you an example. Uh, it it happened, He is. How old are you?
27.
27. Yes, yes. Gen G. So this guy belongs to Gen X. He's about 36, 37 year old. He has been studying with me. So he understood that there is no situational happiness, pain or pleasure. Means pain and the pleasure does not come from outside. My mind creates a picture of that. Then it gives the wrong interpretation. That wrong interpretation creates both pain and the pleasure. Anyhow, so he decided to go to a restaurant to dine. He entered to the restaurant. He sat on the table. On the next table there were five beautiful girls. Now see, situational. Situation is outside. What I have to do with the girls? Nothing. No, I went to the restaurant tonight. So he
Hmm.
ordered it, but his mind was focused on one girl. He started fantasy and imagination. He sat in a restaurant for an hour. He dined. What he ate, he does not know. But once he came out of the restaurant, he called me immediately. It happened last month. He called me. How crazy I was. I got lost into situational pleasure as if I am with that girl. My mind created a fantasy and imagination. He said, "How are you now?" I'm all right now. I got it. So the moment you become aware, because you understand the principle, he understood that principle. Situational happiness, situational pain do not exist in life. It is different from the modern cycles.
Yeah.
Uh, and now you understood?
I think, yeah. Yeah.
So, any pain and pleasure, reaction, duality, conflict has two factors. Because it is incomplete knowledge, I take that incomplete knowledge as a full knowledge. So then mind starts creating a delusion, and then I'm caught into the delusion and I experience you are responsible for my stress. You are responsible for my reaction. I'm into anxiety because of you.
Hmm.
Majority of divorce takes place because of this reason. So the main problem is the ignorance and the incomplete knowledge and the misunderstanding in the mind. If we remove that misunderstanding, those girls were sitting, they were dining together, they are independent. Why my mind should go there? Create a picture, live in fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
That is what we are going to understand slowly, slowly, step by step. So the real problem is the impurity, ignorance, and the delusion. Ignorance means misunderstanding, misperception. Misunderstanding or misperception means I do not see what is real, what appears true. It is not true. We have many examples: mirage water, blueness of the sky is not blue. Water, there is no water in the mirage. Same thing, we create a picture because I have a sense of incompleteness in me, so I create a complete picture in a person, in a relationship, in a situation. Say your mom says, "Don't do this, Ellen," and then your mind gives the wrong interpretation. What is that wrong interpretation? You start reacting. So that reaction is a misunderstanding. So our master says, don't react. First examine, analyze, be aware, rise in awareness, go into peace, and then see the problem. When you see the problem with a calm mind, relaxed mind, you will get a full knowledge. So the entire journey of Eastern wisdom is self-discovery. What is self-discovery? To find the real self. What is real self? Real self is of the nature of permanent peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. We will understand step by step. Oh, is the love outside or inside? Love is inside. Love is not outside. So when I say I love you, it is basically, fundamentally, it is attachment. An attachment contains a sense of incompleteness. What is that sense of incompleteness? That I'm expecting something from you because I like you, hence I love you. I dislike you, I cannot love you.
Mm-hmm.
So behind the love for any person, any gadget, any relationship has some form of expectations. Our master says the real self is not expectations. It is not asking someone. It is not an intention to receive. It is a desire to give. So when I give myself, I'm in love with you. I'm caring. I'm sharing. But when I'm expecting with an idea that I like you, hence I love you. So liking contains that some expectations. We have to go beyond the filter. Zenji speaks like this. No, we have to recognize our true self. How? Go beyond the filter. What are those filters? We have curated online persona. For example, you are concerned about your achievements or failures. You are more concerned about you, what others say about you. Don't worry about it. Your thoughts, feeling, and the current mood is governed and dictated by others. That is not the way to find the authentic self. When you live into that authentic self, you don't worry. If someone says you are crazy, you say, yes, I'm more crazy than you think. You cannot give me a certification. How can anyone give me a certification? So there is a superficial ego starts working when we have an ignorance and misunderstanding. We doom scroll for validation and what happens? Dopamine hits. I'm just running. We may we make mistakes. We try to monetize every hobby and passion. We experience burnout from constantly performing. Always relax. So this journey of real self. Yes, there are many research studies. I will talk about it here from medicine. Neuroscience says that the meditation literally changes our brain neuron cells. That is what the neuroplasticity is all about. Neuroplasticity and also epigenetics and yeah, there is another word. So they say that, but we are more concerned about beyond neuroplasticity, beyond the changes in the brain, what happens. So behind the brain and behind the changes of these neurons or brain cells, there is a state of consciousness. That is what the real self is. We have to find out, we have to live into it, we have to experience it. They have to experience it. So even, so what happens? There is no situational happiness. So situational happiness may change the brain cells. What is situational happiness? I have $1 million. I have 1 million followers. All situational. So all these situational happiness may change my brain cells for temporary period. But what will happen when I have lot of those past impressions, negative impressions, my impulsive nature continues. I have $1 million, brain cells will change, because I'm very happy. Dopamine hits, what a good. But how long that pleasure remains? How long that pleasure of having $1 million remains?
Not long.
Not long. You buy a new car, you're happy. Again, brain cell changes. How long you remain happy with the car?
Not long.
Not long. We have to. That is why I know you're under your mind. That's why you have turned towards the journey of the self-discovery. So we will continue this journey. So how in Tattva Bodha we talk about basic principles, and once we understand those basic principles, it becomes easy for us to bypass all those hallucinations and imaginations in our life, and we can find that real self. Very simple. If I ask you, let us have a few questions and answers, and then we will start with our practice. How do I know if I'm being my authentic self or just creating another aesthetic or imagination or hallucinations? This time I'm more alert and aware. I will not allow you to fall into any misperception. So, how do I know? I notice my motivation. I know my motivation. I wake up in the morning and I'm happy. So happiness is coming from within. And then I continue to live into that state of the happiness throughout the day, bypassing all the situations. Even the situation may be difficult, but I live into that state. You
Mm-hmm.
know it. You know it by experience. So this is a brief part of it. But what happens if you live continuously into that state of happiness, love, and the wisdom? Some transformation takes place in the brain which is beyond neuroplasticity, which is beyond epigenetics. That we will understand. How do I deal with an existential dread about climate change and inequality? Just the question came to my mind. So I have to connect myself to the authentic self first. So when I connect myself to the authentic real self, I'm not ignoring any real life problem, but at the same time, it offers me a resilience and a clarity to take a meaningful action without being paralyzed by anxiety. Can I find my authentic self while still living my life? Yes, answer is yes. Absolutely. Buddha did it. A lot of masters did it. We need not to abandon anything in our life, but we have to abandon misconception about a thing, about a situation, about people, about relationship. And that will help me to enter into that state. So the entire journey is about self-inquiry, self-discovery, then rise in awareness, raising your self-esteem, raising your self-worth with reference to the authentic self. Don't raise your self-worth with reference to the wealth that you accumulate or the smartness that you have or the IQ you have. No, they are secondary. Why, when we raise our self-worth with reference to the authentic self, what happens? Your fear, failure, frustration, all dissolves completely. All dissolves completely. So they are fundamentally two goals of the Eastern wisdom. Remember this, and then we will contemplate and reflect, and we will expand that. To bring an end to the suffering once and for all. What about the pain in the knee? Pain in the knee is there. Pain is different than the suffering. Your mind separates itself from the pain. You take care of the pain by all the means possible in the world outside, but you don't suffer. What does that mean? That means you have transcended the body. Your experience, you have an experience that I'm not the body, so you don't suffer. One example of suffer. And the second is that you awaken to that permanent peace, happiness, truth, love, and wisdom. That is what is known as awakening. That is our introduction. So we will understand in our next lesson what exactly is this Tattva Bodha. Tattva Bodha is a Sanskrit word which means knowledge of the self. Knowledge of the self means awakening. Knowledge of the self means ending the suffering. So let us start our first practice today. So I'll have 5 different corollaries or different modified practices of the first practice. I will name it as practice 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.45. And then we will say practice 2.1, 2.2 like this. So it should be purely organized. So my friend, close your eyes. Find out the most comfortable place. In the first step, our mind will remove the misunderstanding about place, position, and posture. So, first is the place. Place means the location where your body is sitting. Place means the location, also the space, and where your body is sitting for meditation. Become aware of the space all around your body. Become aware of the space. Become aware of the space. You feel the space is there all around the body. And that is enough. The more you are aware of the space around the body will get its position. Position of the body. Now you become aware of the position of the body. And then posture is discovered. Why I say the posture is discovered? Because you experience the state of the body position, and it enters into a kind of steadiness. That is what we need. We will also understand why we need a steadiness in the meditation in early period. Now in that state of position and posture, you are aware of the position and posture. Very good. You are aware of the position and posture and also the place. Means you are not doing anything with the body. But if the mind does and the body moves, why? It happens many a times. It will happen, but we don't react to it. We understand it. So we have two kinds of thoughts: regulated thought pattern. My instructions are regulated thoughts that you listen and learn. An unregulated thought, mind starts wandering. Why it wanders? Why it wanders? Because of impulsive nature, because of memories of the past, because of the past impressions, because of our inherent nature or DNA. That is what we say. So we have to regulate this thought pattern, not by fighting, not by struggling, not by reacting, not by reacting. Just how we do it? We just by purifying the mind. That takes us to the third step. But before the third step, let us add the third step is being comfortable. Being comfortable. So every time you follow the practice by audio, you will understand the knowledge is very important in Eastern wisdom. So you see that comfort. We see the comfort zone created by impulsive mind. Impulsive mind and mind seeking pleasure from the world outside. That is one way to find the comfort zone. Another way to find to be comfortable is that state of comfort is always within us, independent of anything outside. No reliance on outside. So the comfort zone are two types. One is created by the crazy mind, the other is discovered. Discomfort is discovered. So I gave you a simple steps earlier. I still remember. We will follow that, and then in the next week we'll go a little deeper. So look or feel or move the mind on the neck joint. So when you move the mind on the neck joint, you feel it, you know it, and you experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Now, beyond steadiness, sensation, comfort, and steadiness, there is a comfort independent of any object or person outside. Yeah, that knowledge is required to go beyond or to prevent any hallucinations. Let us try with another joint. What did I say? Look at or move the mind on the shoulder joints. Move the mind. So how do you move the mind? What is your experience moving the mind? Moving the mind on the shoulder joints make you feel, know, and experience the sensation there, sensation and comfort and steadiness. And beyond that sensation, comfort and steadiness, there is a state of comfort within. Remember and check. Comfort of the body? No. It is the comfort in the body. It is always there. So when we experience that comfort all the time, it rebuts our anxiety and reaction. We will follow one more step. Move the mind or look mentally. There is another part of this being comfortable, and another thing, there is very subtle knowledge is hidden. Being comfortable, another thing is subtle. What is that subtle thing? That we move the mind from physical, means senses perception, to mental perception. Mental perception is subtle. Why it is subtle? Why it is subtle? Because we cannot see it through our senses. What we cannot see, let us see. Move the mind on the entire body. So you are feeling. You know by feeling. You don't know the entire body by looking through your eyes. That is what the know by feeling is, the subtle perception. Feeling leads to leads to experience. What is that experience of? Sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Again, experience, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Again, move the mind on the entire body and experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. We have not done anything. What we did, if I say we did nothing means we shifted. We simply shifted awareness and attention of the mind from outside to inside. That is the third basic principle. So we shifted awareness and attention. First I said comfort in the body, comfort not of the body. So what does it mean by comfort in the body? It is always there. Hidden, or what crazy mind hides it? Incomplete knowledge hides it. And then we forget. Then we feel into anxiety. We duality. You have to understand again and again, and you have to apply in your daily life. Another important aspect of being comfortable is that we shifted awareness and attention of the mind from the world outside to inside. We do not know anything inside, and that is the reason we experience what we experience. We experience a kind of space or blankness or emptiness, no imagination at all. You be happy with the space, blankness and emptiness, no worries at all. In the state of sensation, comfort and steadiness. You see, we are just shifting our awareness and attention, and we have reached to the state of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. We may experience I would say, short of calmness. Why? Because mind changed the direction. So extract the principle for your daily life. What is? When I change the direction of the mind, I will surely feel calmness. That is the principle, like a geometrical theorem. You have to prove it while applying in your daily life. You have a moment of anxiety. The first thing is to withdraw your mind, move the mind outside, change the direction. Start looking into the space, experiencing the sensation, comfort, and steadiness, and then see what happens. So we are very pragmatic this time. And now another part is also very important, and that is, I'm going deeper, being carefree. Carefree. What it means by being carefree? It means free from the cares done all the time by the mind. So if the mind is reactive, impulsive, its care will its care will bring reactive as it anxiety. But if the mind is moving with just awareness and attention without any thoughts or unregulated thought, then what happens? Then we enter into the deeper state of the calmness. So, what we have to do, the first thing to understand is to separate I am with the thoughts and feelings. So question comes what to do? Watch, feel, observe and know thoughts are coming. When coming, continue to watch, feel and wait for the thought to go. During waiting, you are not chasing, you are just watching the thoughts. So, what will happen? Oh, let thoughts will come, thoughts will go. I did not understand. Your mind may say, I know that. Understand, I am and I know. So I am is one thing and I know the thoughts are in the mind. So there are two things. And I am. I know the thoughts. How you know it? The same way. When you say I know you, it means there are two things. So just feel the two things. Why? It will separate. You will feel the separation from the thoughts. And once you feel the separation, it will help the mind to go deeper. The result is calmness, deeper state of the calmness. Oh, I still have doubts. Your mind may say, no problem. We will resolve every doubt. It should not be incomplete knowledge. Another one thing more that I will. The birds flying in the sky. Does anything happens to the sky? The birds are there or not? Nothing happens to the sky. Now feel as if you are the sky and thoughts are the birds. Means nothing happens to you. You are independent. That is the meaning of carefree. That is the meaning of being carefree. They are already separate. We feel they are mixed up. We feel thoughts and I am are mixed up. Mixed up means misunderstanding, means delusion, means the birds influencing the sky. is false. That is the meaning of being carefree. So we will use one active step today also to help us go deeper, my friend. What is that active step? Breathing part. Breathing changes the brain, the mental state. Why? Why? According to the Eastern wisdom, that breath is in the middle of the body, in between the body, in between the body and the mind. You change the breath, rate in the rhythm, it changes the experiences of the body and the mind too. So we will understand it little deeper in our following sessions, but today you just look at the breath first. First, look at the breath. So you look at the flow of the breath. What it means by looking at the breath, you know the flow of the breath. What is the flow of the breath? Oh, the flow of the breath. Flow of the breath is moving in and out. Moving in and out. How do you know? By sensation, not by seeing directly through your eye, by sensation of the breath in and out at the tip of the nose. So there are two things, moving breath and sensation due to the movement of the breath. So now you see this is the passive step. This is the passive step, and now we will move to active step. But understand, even the passive step done for a longer period along with the previous steps can lead to transformation. That we will take up later. Now we'll move to the active step. So in that, awareness of sensation, comfort and steadiness, looking at the breath, start breathing only little fast from the chest, in and out. Yes, that's good. Chest expands and chest contracts. Just continue. You are young, so we will do it for 3 minutes today. Oh, it's too much. No, it's not too much for you. Continue. Continue. I want to give you for 3 minutes because I I see your physical health also, so I want to change. No worries. Yes, continue. The moment the mind says no, you say yes, I will do it, and then you keep doing it. Not putting your mind into anxiety, but continue doing it, maintaining your awareness and attention. Continue. And stop it. Do nothing. First thing, return to the flow of the breath. Just check it. Is it not amazing that when I say you to stop breathing, the mind naturally goes to the old pattern of breathing. That is what I say, the flow of the breath. And then experience the changes in the body, maybe in terms of sensation, tingling, maybe the numbness, and that also gives us an experience of calmness, what we call the freshness, and less number of thoughts. You know, the state of calmness, less thoughts or less wandering, and freshness can help the mind to move within. We cannot directly do it, but we can indirectly do it. We can indirectly do it. How? Look at the neck joint. Means you move your mind on the skin of the neck joint. Be there. Where? On the skin of the neck joint. What do you feel? The experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Stillness prevents the wandering of the mind. Stillness of the body prevents the wandering of the mind. Yes, we have to experience. You have to have a right knowledge. Move the mind on the skin of the right arm. And experience the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Just be there in that state. Be there in the state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness, and experience the deeper calmness as if the mind discovered the path beyond wandering nature. That needs to be experienced. Move the mind on the left arm. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Right leg. As the moment I say right leg, your awareness shifts there and you experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Left leg, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Entire body, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. And in that state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness, look beyond the body. Look beyond. Beyond means beyond the body. You experience something beyond the limitations of the body. Just be there. Find our signature step of the Eastern wisdom. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside, know your experiences, bring the hands down